Welcome to Agenda Edina, a news program summarizing the actions taken at City Hall that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. The City Council is set to take an even bigger stance on marriage equality. Next month, the Council is expected to approve a resolution opposing the proposed constitutional amendment to ban the legal recognition of same-sex relations and unions in Minnesota. The city's Human Rights and Relations Commission has already endorsed the statement of opposition. In 2010, Edina was one of the first cities in the state to adopt a domestic partnership ordinance. To date, 15 couples are registered in the community as domestic partners. Local commissioners say not opposing the constitutional amendment may be seen as a step backwards.
Well, we've really been working over the last couple years with the city to make sure that people feel that they're respected, that they're accepted within the city, and they have full participation in anything that's going on.
The city councils, human rights commissions, or civil rights departments of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Duluth have already affirmed their opposition to the marriage amendment. A team of residents and business owners has been working for 2 years to develop a vision for the area off of Minnesota Highway 100 and Vernon Avenue. The 52-member GrandView Steering Committee has released a draft summary of a development framework for the GrandView district that, if approved, will guide future redevelopment in that area of northwestern Edina.
The framework that we've developed thus far, we're very pleased with how it's turned out, but it's important for folks to remember that this is more of a vision than a blueprint, and this is a constantly evolving process.
The committee is asking the public to review and comment on the draft framework. Comments can be submitted online, via email, by filling out comment cards available at Edina City Hall or the Edina Community Library, or in writing. The public will also have 2 opportunities to weigh in on the plan at public hearings. On February 22nd, the Planning Commission will host an open house followed by a public hearing. The Edina City Council will consider approval of the final plan on April 17th. At that meeting, the public will have another opportunity to provide public testimony. This year's insignificant snowfalls have meant Edina's plows are out less often. But what goes on when they are not snow plowing? Edina 16's Jordan Gilgenbach looks at what Edina's Public Works Department has been doing.
It's been a less than ideal winter for snow lovers, but Edina's Public Works is taking advantage of the warm streak while it can.
I've been able to spend a lot more time on preventative maintenance, which we want to do, than repairs. Like last year, we didn't have any time between storms to repair properly.
Pothole patching is another thing we're able to accomplish during the winter months.
Edina snowplow drivers have only been out a handful of times this season.
Everything this year has been nuisance snows, but the trucks still have to go out there and lay down product to keep the streets from being icy and all that.
And compared to last season's near-record snowfall, this season has been a walk in the park.
Last year, I believe we went over our budget, approximately $70,000. We used a lot of that money on the end of the last season in January, February, March. This past November, December, very light season, so it made up for a lot of that budget.
The budget savings right now is phenomenal compared to what we spent last year for snow removal. And now, I mean, to be able to save that money in overtime, fuel costs, maintenance, wear and tear on the equipment, that just helps us, get to a better place.
But one thing's for sure, it will snow, and we are prepared.
We're ready. We're ready. We got a great maintenance group that takes care of our fleet back there. Those guys always have our equipment ready.
Our whole deal is an army of guys that can switch directions in a moment's notice. That's what we do.
With Nathalie Gage, I'm Jordan Gilgenbach, Edina 16.
The Twin Cities has received about half its normal snowfall and about 1/3 of last season's total. Thanks for watching this episode of Agenda Edina. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty.